Hello everyone, this is Swati Singh. Our today's topic is motivating workers. So let's move forward our today's agenda. Okay, these are the topics that we will be covering up in this presentation. So let's start. So basically, what is motivation? So talking about motivation, it is a factor that influences a person from within. Talking about workers, it is the factor that influences the behavior of the workers or the employees, that they will have the dedication from inside and they will help the complete corporation for achieving the goals, and it will be an achievement for the complete business organization. So here are some benefits of motivation. So the very first one is low rate of labor turnover. Labor turnover means that the number of employees that leave the organization for a specific period. So when there is motivation in the organization, ultimately the rate of labor turnover decreases, because over here what happens is when all the workers are motivated, ultimately they are very dedicated towards the work and they will not be leaving the organization. The next is low rate of absenteeism. When the worker is completely motivated and inspired that he has to work for the organization, ultimately he will be giving his best and the rate of absenteeism will also be decreased. Coming on to the better quality of goods and services. When a person is happy from inside, ultimately he will be working at his best level and he will be providing the best quality of goods and services to the corporation so that it can serve the numerous consumers. Then the last benefit over here is that it is more competitive. Yes, when there are numerous workers working in an organization, ultimately competition arises, and when there is competition, the worker gets motivated that yes, they have to show their best one and they have to move forward and achieve the goals of the organization. The next over here is the Maslow's theory of concept of human needs. So here we have the 5 needs. It is developed by Abraham Maslow. The very first one is the physiological needs. Here we have the basic needs about the food, clothing, shelter, education. The next is the safety needs. Safety needs give a particular employee and worker that yes, it has job security. The next is love and well-being. So here what happens is the worker wants to have a good environment, he wants good relation with the people and he needs friendship in this stage. Coming on to the esteem part. In esteem need, what happens is that the worker or the employee, even a human being at this level, they need a good level of confidence. Here they give respect and they want respect in return as well. The last need is self-actualization. Self-actualization is the need, it is reaching the actual potential. So when a human being has achieved all the 4 needs, ultimately he will be working to achieve the self-actualization need, that is achieving its full potential. Now moving forward, here we will be doing some key motivational theories. The first one is about F.W. Taylor's scientific management theory. Here F.W. Taylor has mentioned that if a worker has to be motivated, if the company has to inspire its workers and employees, what is to be done that the business organization, the supervisors can do is that they can increase the pay of the worker and employees. Ultimately, the worker will be motivated. Here, the limitation is that the F.W. Taylor has assumed that only increasing the pay is the method of motivating the employees. The next, we have Frederick Herzberg theory. Here, there are 2 factors that will be motivating the workers. So, it is hygiene factors and motivators. Hygiene factors includes the working environment of the organization, in which environment the worker is actually working, what are the relations he is having with his peers, how is the boss or how is the supervisor treating them. Then it also includes the job security and status he has in his organization. In motivators, we have that the workers are given complete responsibility, they have job satisfaction, they receive recognition, and ultimately they work for the achievement of complete organization. Here, when we are learning about Frederick Herzberg theory, we have to keep in mind that if the hygiene factors are achieved, then it means that yes, now the workers will not be dissatisfied with the job. So, if a company wants to satisfy its workers and employees, it has to manage all the hygiene factors, and once the hygiene factors are achieved, it means that yes, the workers are satisfied with the work and they are happy to work over there. But if the organization, if the corporate wants their particular workers to get motivated, what is done that they will have to work on the motivator factors. So, when here are the motivator factors, ultimately when these both the factors are achieved, ultimately the corporate will be having the best employees in the firm, because here he has achieved the hygiene factors as well as the motivators. So, moving forward, here are some examples that how a particular employer can concentrate and how he can make his complete organization a very happy place. So, the employer can provide them with various opportunities. He can start some training and development sessions. He can give opportunities for their workers to participate in the discussions. Some responsibilities can also be given to the workers, and ultimately the workers will have, like, they are given a sense of participation towards the complete organization. Here we have the different methods of motivation. Methods of motivation are of two types. It's financial method and non-financial method. Financial methods and financial rewards are completely related to money. It is all related to the monetary terms. The first one is hourly wage rate. So, when we are talking about hourly wage rate, here the workers are paid as per the hours they have given to the complete organization. If the worker is working for 10 hours, then he will be receiving the pay for only 10 hours, and if he is working for 15 to 20 hours, he will be receiving it accordingly. Talking about salary, salary is a fixed amount of pay that is received by an employee or worker. The next is piece rate and commission. Piece rate means that the worker or the employee will be paid as per the products that has been prepared or manufactured in the business organization. If only 10 products are manufactured by that one particular worker, then that worker will be paid only for that 10 products only. Next comes the bonus schemes. Bonus schemes include that if a particular worker is achieving the target that is given by the employer, then he will be receiving up the bonus benefits, the bonus schemes. Talking about the fringe benefits. Fringe benefits is something that is received in non-cash format. It doesn't mean that there will be no cash inclusive in it. Yes, there is cash. It can be like if a worker of a particular organization is given coupons or some discounts because he is the employee or worker of that particular organization. So, if that is a certain case, then there is fringe benefits. The next is profit sharing. Profit sharing can be done by the actual owners of the business, like it can be done either yearly or quarterly, depending on the profits and the complete format or the policies of the business organizations. So, these were the financial methods of motivation. Moving on to the non-financial methods. So, basically when it's a non-financial method, as Maslow and Herzberg have developed that money is very important. Here we also have some certain factors that will be explaining us that how even without money we can motivate our workers and employees. So basically job enlargement means that the worker or the employee has received a variety of jobs, like a variety of work in that particular organization, but the work is of same level. Here the level of work does not change. In job enrichment, here the worker is given up with various opportunities so that he can use his more and more skills and achieve the goals given up by the employer. In job rotation, numerous or a group of workers and employees are given a particular task and they have to rotate. Like if one day one particular task is done by one worker, then on the other day that same task will be performed by the other worker. So by this, in job rotation, the work keeps on changing between the number of employees and workers. Coming on to the team working. So if there is a team working, it means that how a group of people are working in the team and they are achieving the goals that are set by the organization. Delegation is giving the responsibility to the worker or to the employee that how they will actually be performing and how the responsibilities will be followed up by them. The next is the quality circles. Quality circles is a group of people of different designations meeting up for a certain period of time and discussing a certain problem. These quality circles also come up with solutions as well. If they have a problem, they even discuss it and they come up with a solution. Okay, so these were the non-financial methods of motivation. Now we will be coming up that now we have done that how and what are the methods of motivation, but now we will be discussing that how an organization can select that which motivation method has to be applied on which type of workers or employees. So it is a very difficult task basically. It completely depends on the manager and the business organization. It may happen that if a particular method of motivation is working for a certain group of people, it may not work for the other people. One person may be motivated by pay, one person would be motivated by job rotation. Ultimately, we have to decide the various methods of job rotation as per the business. If the business is actually having a very good position, it can also go for training and development programs. These programs will be ultimately helpful for the complete organization because here they will be happy with the work and they will be motivated for achieving the goals. If the goals and objectives of the organization is reached, ultimately it shows that the method of motivation has worked on the number of employees. So this is how a organization or a manager can decide that how they actually have to perform and how they will be motivating and inspiring, how the dedication and determination towards the objectives and the agendas of the organization will be created. So that's all. Thank you so much.